The world, it looks calm and peaceful from a distance. By 2050 there will be 10 billion of us living here. And don't we all share the same hope for a secure and prosperous future? For us, for our children. We cannot take prosperity, stability and a clean environment for granted, or even peace and freedom. Big challenges will affect our lives and the lives of future generations. Globalization and the rise of new economic powers. Migration and the question of integration. Climate change and scarcity of resources. Digitalization and a radically changing job market. And the threat of terrorism. And in a globalized world where everything is connected to everything, no one can tackle these challenges alone. To position ourselves in this rapidly changing reality, we need strong, reliable alliances. European nations have been at the forefront of developments in democracy, philosophy, industry, social justice, culture, and sport. European integration has been the driving force that has brought Europe's people together in diversity and strength for more than half a century. Since World War II, European countries' relative share in world population, trade and economic output has decreased. But by teaming up in the European Union, we have continued to be a model for many other parts of the world. Over 500 million people in 28 democratic European states have formed a unique economic and political partnership. The EU has become the largest economy in the world. Here, everybody can work, trade and travel without restriction. Removing barriers between the member states has created new economic opportunities for everyone and generated fairer prices for consumers. The European Union is an unprecedented example of social and economic progress. We live in a place where our fundamental rights are protected. The European Union has helped turn dictatorships into democracies and has reunited Eastern and Western Europe. Never before have we benefited from such a long period of peace, and the Nobel Peace Prize awarded to the EU in 2012 belongs to all Europeans. We can be proud of what we have achieved so far, but peace, prosperity and stability are not irreversible. There are different visions of the future of our union. To carry on with our common project, we have to work on it. The European Parliament represents democracy at continental level, and decision-making in the EU is a democratically legitimate process. The European Parliament elects the President of the Commission and approves the Commissioners, one from each EU country. The candidates for the post of the Commission's President are nominated during the European election campaign. They run for presidency just as candidates compete for high office in national elections. As As in national parliaments, the members of the European Parliament are our directly elected representatives. They come from all the member states and all walks of life and represent all political opinions. They are rooted in their national parties and their home constituencies. And as in our national parliaments, they debate, compromise, negotiate, vote. They adopt European laws and decide on international agreements. This always involves all the member states, and it concerns matters that can be solved best at European level. And the Parliament listens to all Europeans. Together we have achieved a lot over the past 60 years, but now we are facing major challenges. How can we sustain technological innovation and safeguard jobs? How can we strike the right balance between our personal safety and protecting our personal data? How can we balance interests and not sacrifice human rights when dealing with migration? How can we secure our energy supply if we depend on imports from neighbouring countries? How can we restore the ecological balance and ensure fair economic growth at the same time? How can we keep our society open and protect ourselves from terrorism? We need to find the right answers, and we all have to play our part. The European institutions must deliver effective policies. National governments must actively carry out our common decisions. And we, as European citizens, play our part in creating the Europe we want to live in. That's what democracy is. And the European Parliament gives us our democratic voice in Europe. We can elect our members of Parliament. We can contact, petition or question them. We can visit the Parliament. We can express our views. We can interact online. Our vote, our participation, our opinions shape European politics. Together, we can work to ensure peace and freedom in the future, in Europe and around the world.
Україна – це Європа. У нас все буде краще. До побачення.
Voilà.
Спасибо
Alors,
всем.
de Catalogne. Vous allez me suivre.